Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Happy Halloween and welcome back to another speed build. Finally, I can show you what I've built for Halloween, and I also built this for Sadie Sim's Halloween group collab, and I love Halloween, so of course I'm extra excited, but I also love group collabs, and Sadie Sim, she's such a great friend, so I'm so excited to be a part of this, and I'm so excited to show you this build finally. So I decided to build a haunted manor. So for this collab we had almost no requirements. We were allowed to build in any world, on any lot, but we had to pick an occult to build for, so mermaid, ghost, alien for example, or vampire, and I decided to build a haunted manor for a ghost. At first I wanted to build a spooky mermaid build, the creepy type of mermaid, but I had no idea how to pull this off, so I eventually decided to build a haunted manor, and I wanted to build something similar for the longest time. It's really cliche. This is like the cliche version of a haunted manor, probably. Really spooky, but really cliche. It looks Victorian. I think it's a bit similar to the haunted manor in Disneyland. I'm not sure. I'm not a Disney nerd. I'm not the expert here, but I think there's a similar haunted manor in Disneyland, and I just love this style. But at the same time, it's really cliche. Like when you even Google haunted manor, there are lots of similar artworks and just different pictures, so this is like the cliche haunted manor, Victorian, really simple. So it was a bit difficult to make it look special, so I decided to use the terrain tools. I used some magical orbs from Realm of Magic, some glowing orbs which can be found in the debug menu, just to decorate and to make it look more interesting. I used some lights to make it look more colorful and spooky. You will see this later. And I just tried my best to make this really typical, classic, spooky build a bit more interesting. So, I don't know. I'm excited to see what you think about this. Leave a comment down below if you want to and give me some feedback. I just hope I did the whole theme and the group collab justice. I'm going to include a Google Doc or a list, I'm not sure yet, of all the participants of this collab down below in the description box, so please make sure to check them out. There are so many talented simmers in this collab and you won't regret it. Please check out all these builds. There are a lot. It's a huge collab, but this is kind of the fun thing. There's a lot of stuff you can explore and see, and there are so many creative simmers in this collab. So it's a big group collab, and eventually Sadie decided to invite Hetzy to this group collab, the one and only Hetzy. So now I will tell my grandkids later that I was in a group collab with Hetzy, I guess. I'm really excited about this. Hetzy is one of the most talented creators. She's also a huge creator. Everyone knows her. She's just amazing. And I'm just so hyped that she's in this collab, but I also have a bit of an embarrassing story about this. So 2 years ago, or over 2 years ago, I started my channel and I built the Rocky Mountain Vet Clinic. Some of you might remember the Rocky Mountain Vet Clinic. It was one of the few community lots that I've built, and I of course uploaded it to the gallery. I shared the video, and suddenly back then it received more downloads than usual in the gallery, and also views, and I was super hyped about this. And then someone said in the gallery, "Hey, Hetzy faved this." And then I received a comment on YouTube by Hetzy who said, "Hey, this is beautiful. I subbed to your channel. I found you in the gallery." And then I clicked on her channel and I saw that she was so talented, and yeah, I had no idea who she was. And I mean, it's Hetzy. Everyone knows Hetzy. She's like one of the most creative and most talented builders out there. Like her Hogwarts build is like, it's like one of the most amazing Hogwarts builds in the Sims 4 in general. She's just so talented. I mean, you know her probably, so she's just so talented. And I just checked her channel and I was so blown away. And then I replied, and I cringe when I think about this, and I was like, "Hey, I just checked out your channel. You are so talented. I also subbed." And oh my god, I'm cringing so hard. It's like Hetzy. I had no idea who she was, and I was like, "Hey, wow, you're talented." And I mean, not everyone knows everyone. I know this, even when it comes to the super big talented simmers out there that everyone knows. But back then, it's like I cringed so much. Like at some point I realized how weird this sounded. I was like, "Oh, hi, who are you? You are so talented." And I don't know, it's like looking back, I was so small, and like receiving this comment from Hetzy, I'm just blown away. And then like a while ago, she followed me back on Twitter, and at this point I of course already knew who she was, and I was fangirling a lot, and I'm also fangirling now because she's in this group collab, and I feel so honored that I'm allowed to be a part of this. But I don't know, just so much cringe. I just had to tell you this story, and I just remembered this because she joined this group collab, and I was like, oh my god, what did you do, and what did she think? Like, she never replied back when I was like, oh hi. She was so talented. She never replied back. This was it. Never heard from her again back then. And yeah, but yeah, I don't know, just so weird. Over 2 years ago, still cringing. I just had to tell you this story. Sometimes you just do weird things, I guess, but yeah, I love Hetzy, love her work, and if you haven't checked her work out yet, look at her Hogwarts build, for example. And this was before the terrain tools, I think, and she's just such a wonderful, kind person and such a great builder. And yeah, if you haven't yet, if you have made the same mistake that I made back then, not knowing Hetzy, fix that and go check her out. And of course, all the other builders in this collab, as I said, just check out the list below in the description box. And I'm 100% sure that she won't watch this, but in case you ever watch this, I'm sorry, Hetzy, and I love you and I admire you so much. So here at this point, I am landscaping a lot. I love landscaping. So the house is relatively simple, as I said. So this was like a quick one. I just built the house. I added some columns and some windows, which are from Realm of Magic. I kept it simple. And then I decided to have a lot of fun landscaping. And I used a fence on the terrain. Usually I wouldn't do that. I would just use the terrain tools to have this wonderful path leading up to the house, and then I would use lots of rocks to kind of frame my paths, and that's it. But here in this case, I used a fence. It's a wonderful thing to use a fence on the terrain in this game because it just works wonderfully. You can just add a fence and you can even apply it to slopes, which is amazing, but at the same time we are really limited with the directions the fence can go to, like straight and diagonal, and that's literally it. You can't have a curve unless you would use a round foundation piece, but you can do this on a slope. So I was really limited with what I could do, but I still decided to use the fence because I wanted to have this typical haunted manor look. I don't know, I was just going for this type of look, and I think it worked fine. Like, it adds a lot to the look of the whole path and all that. And also what's wonderful is you can even do this in combination with some stairs. So sometimes there isn't a matching railing for a fence, and you can simply build your stairs and incorporate it to the terrain, and then you simply use your fence and you build it right next to your stairs, and it will look like a railing. This is like a wonderful trick in case you just want to have a specific fence but there's no matching railing. For one of the vampire fences, for example, this is the case for the one that I used right at the build, like on the patio and all that, and this is just a wonderful little trick. I didn't use it here, but I can just recommend it. I just remembered this because I'm talking about fences on slopes. So this is wonderful. Then I added all these trees, and these are also from the Vampires pack, but they can be found in the debug menu, and they are wonderful. They have this almost like a purple color and then a red color. I switched to autumn here, so the season probably affected the color of the leaves, but they are just beautiful. And I then decided to size up this wonderful candle holder, but the problem is when you size it up, you can really see the flame, and at first I wanted to find some type of workaround for this, but I then decided to simply add some of the Realm of Magic orbs, as you will see, and then I just wanted to have some type of flower bed in the center because I felt like the path was just too huge in this area. So I eventually ended up decorating this area with some rocks and lots of pumpkins. The pumpkins are part of the spooky pack. I forgot the name. the spooky pack. I'm just going to call it the spooky stuff pack. Maybe that's even the name. Is it the spooky stuff pack? Probably, yeah. I'm confusing myself. It's like hella late. It's almost 5 a.m. in the morning. I worked on this build all night and now I'm recording this voiceover, so I'm a bit confused and tired, but I'm just doing everything to just finish this video in time. So here I am. It's early in the morning already. And also this is like so, I don't know, so annoying. Like I love autumn, but it's dark so early and it's like, I don't know, it's kind of depressing, to be honest. I just remembered this because looking outside the window, the sun isn't rising yet, of course, it's not summer, and I don't know. I love autumn, but at the same time I'm missing summer. I'm like one of those annoying people who's like complaining in summer because it's too hot and now it's too dark for me. So here I'm adding all my orbs. So you can find them in the debug menu, simply activate all your debug cheats, and I also decided to place some of them inside the pumpkins. The problem is there's like this weird glitch, like this visual glitch. It just looks a bit weird. You have probably noticed this, but this is still like the best option for this probably, because I just wanted to use these orbs. They're beautiful. I've never done this. I've seen others use these orbs. They are amazing for fantasy builds and for spooky builds, and they're perfect. I also used them to decorate some of the tombstones, and I just wanted to have lots of stuff around the build to make it look really fun. And also some news, I've watched the stream of The Sims today, and in case you haven't watched it, there is like so much amazing stuff coming to The Sims, and I'm extra excited about the platforms. They can be stacked on top of each other, and when it comes to stairs, the same rules that apply to foundation pieces apply to platforms. So when it's only one step high, the Sims can just walk on them. If they are higher, you have to attach some stairs, and they can be stacked, and you can create the most amazing things using these platforms. I'm just so excited for this. I just had to mention this in case you haven't watched the stream. I can totally recommend watching it. I think it's available on YouTube probably. And here I'm changing the color of some debug lights, so I have to explain this because it probably looks a bit weird. So I built a small room, and then I placed a lamp on the inside, and then I placed lots of these debug lamps inside this room. And the reason is when you switch to live mode, these circular lights are invisible, and you have to go to live mode to change the color of a light. So what I like to do is I build a room, then I build a lamp on the inside, as I said, like a regular lamp, then I place all my debug lights in that room, and then I click on my one regular lamp and I just change it to green for the whole room, for example. And this way you can change the color of a group of these debug lights, because most of the time you don't want to change the color for the whole lot, especially if you just want to have some special colors here and there. And I wanted to have lots of green lights on the exterior. And for the windows I used a trick by Sadie, so full credit for this goes to Sadie. She used a Spa Day wallpaper and she changed the wall color right behind a window to make it glow, and this way I have some red glowing windows, and this idea is just ingenious. So full credit to Sadie, not only for coming up with this group collab and for bringing us all together, but also for this amazing window idea. And then I just started to work on the floor plan and different things. And this was one of those builds where you don't know when to stop, because I mean, when is it enough? Like 50 pumpkins or maybe 70? I don't know. I just wanted to add more and more and more, but at some point you just have to stop, because otherwise it would be too much. But I just love landscaping and pumpkins are wonderful. Also, I didn't carve any pumpkins this year. Not only am I not celebrating because of the whole situation, so I don't have any candy for any trick-or-treaters, because, I mean, it's just not good. I don't want to participate in this. Like, I don't know, I just don't want to endanger anyone, so I'm just going to have a chill night in front of the TV. Also, here it's, like, not allowed in most areas and not encouraged, and yeah, so I didn't decorate the house on the outside, but also there weren't any pumpkins available, like in the stores and all that. I didn't see any pumpkins for this, and also usually all the candy is completely gone, and today when I was in the grocery store, like all the candy was still there, so apparently lots of people are doing the right thing. So like usually I always decorate the outside. I always have lots of candy ready for the kids. I just really enjoy trick-or-treaters. It's so cute and so much fun, and hopefully next year everything is back to normal by Halloween, and then I will have a lot of candy ready again. But this year it's just not a good idea, over here at least, because it's kind of getting a bit worse at the moment. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that there are no pumpkins for me. So let me know if you have carved any pumpkins. And I don't know, I just love pumpkin carving. I'm not like really good at this, but I think it's so much fun. I just love doing this. So for the interior, I decided to use a really monochrome color scheme, but at the same time I wanted to have a pop of color, so I used some red. In hindsight, this looks like a vampire mansion, I guess, even though it's supposed to be a haunted manor, but at the same time it could be a really spooky manor, old-fashioned, but it has like some type of modern twist. I feel like it looks relatively modern at the same time. And I once again used some No CC gallery paintings by SimSationalToo. I'm going to link them down below, like I'm going to add their gallery ID to the description box. I also used their paintings in my last speed build, where I talked a lot about them because I'm so blown away. And there are also some spooky paintings available, and I decided to use them. And they also look relatively simple, not super old-fashioned, and this is kind of what also changed the whole design direction of the interior, I guess. And I just added some flowers to have a bit of color, and this red room is like super weird because it's glowing so bright, but as I've explained, this is just for the window, and I simply added some doorways. Technically it's a bit weird because of course you want to have the window to just look to the outside, so it doesn't make a lot of sense to just place a wall right in front of the window. So I still decided to add some doorways, so it's kind of semi-realistic. It makes sense, but it looks so beautiful from the outside. I also only did this to 2 regular windows, and the other one is like at the very top and not like functional in general, so this wasn't like a big problem. And for the kitchen, I used the vampire pack counters, which are wonderful. I love the white swatch and the green swatch. And the bathroom is super dark, so I guess it is a bit haunted, but at the same time, it's really modern again. Added some curtains for privacy. I know you guys love this, like when it's realistic, and I don't know, I've talked about this before. You guys just don't like when there's like a huge window in the bathroom for your Sims, which I understand. And this is the office. I wanted to have a really beautiful, spacious office. I included a chess table and different things, so it's like really big, and again, lots of paintings. Also, I have to mention, I completely forgot this. So these paintings are no CC, but you have to make sure that you don't add too many to one build, because there is a size limit for the gallery. Your build can't be bigger than 10 MB, and when your build is bigger, you can't upload it. And for my last build, it was 11 MB, and I then had to remove like I think 3 paintings or something, so it didn't change the whole build, but you have to keep an eye on that. Maybe sometimes save it to your library in case you later want to share it to the gallery, so you just can keep an eye on the file size, I guess. So this is something I noticed, and I only noticed after recording the last speed build, so I wanted to mention this. This is like a small disclaimer, no problem, you can use them. They are CC free, like they are no CC paintings. You can simply grab them from the gallery, you can add them to your build, you can re-upload to the gallery, and it's not a problem. But just keep an eye on the file size in case you want to upload to the gallery later. But I mean, my house was really big. It was a 50 by 50 build, and I added lots of paintings, and I only had to remove a couple. So I don't think it's a big issue in general. And this is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Sadie for inviting me to this amazing collab. As I've said, I'm going to include the list of all participants in the description box, so please make sure to check out all the amazing builds for this collab. I'm just blown away by all the talent, and it was like a huge honor to be a part of this. I wish you a happy Halloween, stay safe, have a lot of fun, and I hope you have a spooky, wonderful Halloween, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!